up, everybody? This is Dude in Car, and welcome back to another live here. So, I've gone ahead and started with working on the Interstate 40 portion of South Saunders. I've got a lot of work done off of camera today. Started, I think, since like 12 today, and I've pretty much just got a lot of areas done. We are going to be working in conjunction very hardly with working on the interstates here and finishing off certain areas that need to be decorated. So therefore, let's go ahead and start the job here. So originally my plan was to kind of stick to building my own platforms and uploading them. But what I'm noticing is with uploading the platforms, grouping them in a single folder, is the only issue with that is you sometimes have the game crash, usually, and I've had issues with that before, but I'm not sure what the conjunction or issue was with their last project. Because what had happened, if I could remember, is I was working very hard on this Oklahoma project like about a year ago, half a year ago I think, before I started this project, and I started making my own lamp posters the way that YouTube showed me. But the way that that went is I had forgot to get rid of the shadows, the level detail on the shadows on those assets that I created, and therefore it just did not work out to my favor. So I'm kind of sticking to this for right now, which isn't so bad, I don't think, but it's still something. Got a huge portion of the project coming up here though, that's for sure. Or I could probably space these out just a little bit, I really wouldn't mind. Just keep it like that. And then like, for some reason my right ear keeps on like, I don't know, it's like this vibration in my ear. It's annoying. I don't know if it's because like I have like a ear infection or something, but it seems to be something. I would hope it goes away though. I had to deal with some very bad acid reflux on over the weekend. I thought I was gonna die. So yeah, that's something. And then I got my Minnesota trip coming up this weekend as well, on Monday. So that's something to kind of look forward to, I would say. We've got the the interstate project going really good here. For the first time in a while, I actually like dedicate a whole section to decorating the interstate. I was up last night on Facebook, and I was up pretty late at night. I went to sleep like at 4 in the morning, because I was having a bit of pain on my right side where my heartburn was. Luckily, I don't have any pain anymore. It's just my ear that's keeps on vibrating for some reason. But what's gonna go on here is, since we got the interstate project going here, trying to hopefully make it to where the project isn't too is this something I gotta deal with later. So for right now, I'm kind of like focusing on finishing this, and just letting it be what it is. But if you ask me, this is like the funnest thing I've ever done in a while, is just working on the project. So yeah, I think it's pretty fun. I am working on MileDrive Raleigh NC, based on the city that I'm currently in. And believe you me, it's going to be a big project. Well, it kind of already is, because you got the massive areas already built here. I've all of this is like work within a month. It's pretty much like all within a month's work, I would say. Alright, so let's go ahead and work on this then. I've got a pretty good load of detail going here, that's for sure. Pretty good little load. I'm like slowly transitioning into making the map a little bigger though. So the portion of the cars and stuff, that's pretty much already figured out. Like I got little advertising that I've come up with for the cars that I have. So that's something. My only thing about it though is with adding new cars, you have to really be on the lookout for what has bugs and what doesn't have bugs. That's what I would say as being a developer for this server that I'm making, is you gotta look out with the assets having certain things that shouldn't be there. Because usually I pretty much rely on free models. It really just all depends on if they have the turn signals, or have the headlights and have the gears, whether the cars are configured for mobile and stuff. So, you know, I'm just really trying to be a little more familiar with my mobile audience and my tablet user audience. That's pretty much it. They don't, you know, I don't really ask for much when it comes to that, but all I really say is, as long as my mobile players can play, so be it. But I do a lot of testing, a lot of beta testing before and after, so yeah, we gotta get this done. And the thing is, like, I use Google Maps for reference, so gotta like figure out exactly what's going on there, what's going on here. Cause I had tried this project before on City Skylines with mods, but the only issue with that is you deal with a bit of a bigger area in City Skylines, because you know you have like a lot of open areas, and working with that sort of system, it doesn't really do you any favors. And then, you know, it's like much more broadened in City Skylines, developing a city in this size, and then you're more or less limited to space. And me personally, I don't like being limited to space, so I try to make the best of it as much as I can. And the thing is, like, developing highway exits with Archimedes, which is the resource that I use to develop my highways and whatnot. It's pretty easy. It's much more easier than said than done. It's not much of an issue. It's saved me a lot of time developing with Archimedes. And And the thing is, like, I could technically use this technical ability to, like, do other things, but this is, like, my main project. Been, like, I think I'm even, sorry, I'm even more surprised the fact that I got a lot of stuff done in, like, such a short amount of time. Because I would say the only really ever issue with that is a lot of developers are limited with time, and I think time is like the worst enemy for everyone. I would say personally, but with it definitely being, it definitely is. So that's all I would say. That's all I would say about that. Alright, now we got the highway connection from South Saunders into the interstate area. I'm really like trying here to keep everything to level based upon using the correct what's it called? Correct dimensions and whatnot, so that's going out pretty good for me. My only issue is this road here, coming from this area, it's weird, but I could see how much easier it would be to get from this portion of South Saunders onto the interstate, so I'm just gonna go ahead and improvise and just assume that it's whatever, I guess. So let's go ahead and shorten this here, because we already have 2 lanes. And basically what's going on here is it's just, I think, like, in terms of everything, they've offered so much more, like, in terms of like roads. I feel like the city of Raleigh has really offered much more safer routes and stuff to take, so I would say in terms of that, I think it's well enough into a doozy, I would say. But the city of Raleigh, I think it's getting a little closer to the major city of North Carolina. Charlotte is getting up there a little closer to Raleigh a little bit, but Charlotte is a bit bigger in terms of size. But I probably wouldn't be too opposed to the sheer size of the big city. And like the reason I even started to work on this project, like to begin with, is because I thought Raleigh would be a little more easier to work on. Cause you try to build in Charlotte, you have like too much going on. And the thing is, like, I want to eventually get to the port, to the port, almost a port, to the part to where I eventually connect the big city in North Carolina, which is obviously Charlotte, um, into the same server. But the only issue with that is it's a space. It's always a space. So You have to really look out for that when it comes to this stuff. But I've been working on this project since like 12 today, and I'm only really only ever working on the interstate. That's because I just need to. And the thing is, like, the interstates don't usually get very much attention. They're just kind of there for the frick of it, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on this for right now. Let's see here. Go ahead and make some custom connections. So like a white line. I might not be doing this correctly, but I don't really care. Or unless I like go on the toolbox and I just find I don't know, it's lines, and then just use this little spin thingy to get it on there. Let's see here. It would have been more smarter just to use the freaking piece that I was already using. Alright, let's just hope one of the cars could be able to get onto this exit ramp. Cause I'm pretty sure they could, but I just don't know. I don't know. I'd have to test it out. Alright, let's see here. Hopefully the game doesn't lag while I try to test it out. Oh, Jesus. Man, I've been working on this project for about going to like 3 hours now. I've already got so much down already, it's like insane. And the thing is, like, with projects like these is when they get to a certain level of growth, they just get a little too big and they take a long time to load. Hopefully it loads though. Just take a while. It'd be a lot faster if I like tested it, like if I just published the project just now and then logged on it and just tried it, but I don't know. Just take a little minute. Okay, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. It'd be a lot faster if we had less vehicles. The game is getting a little too big though. Come on, load. My shit's so laggy. gonna go ahead and take this car. This black Nissan. What the fudge? There we go. It took like almost 3 minutes for it to load. Probably because I'm streaming. Yeah, that's the issue, is I'm streaming. That's why it's going so slow. Laggy for some reason. When I go on live, it's probably because it's taking up, the live is taking up the entire of the Wi-Fi probably. Alright, so I guess I died, but that was a good playthrough. That was a really, really good playthrough. I'm proud of it. I'm happy with it. It's just a little laggy. And then I got a brand new vehicle that I got earlier this week. Couple of new ones actually. This is a Hyundai Sonata, brand new. And this one is pretty easy to use. I actually introduced a Hyundai Velostar. Well, I made a post about it on my Instagram. And this one is part of the Hyundai package within MileDrive. And this one will be added with today's update. Got turn signals, hazards. Most of the cars do include opening doors. This one doesn't for some reason. Which is perfectly fine. It's a good little vehicle. I would want to incorporate more cars with these physics. Generally, I'm not much of a person when it comes to opening doors or trunks. I mean, it's just the details that really, I guess, matter. But really, I think it's all about the customization factor with this Model X that I have here. So obviously, what you do here is with this Model X, there's about 3 of them that I have on my server. You would go ahead and unlock it, obviously. And then obviously as the doors open by themselves. This one's got the feature of opening the doors for you and stuff. Just really everything in between. Got the Virginia license plates, because obviously Virginia is the next state over to where I live, North Carolina. And you can go ahead and fold the mirrors. Fold them, unfold them like a real Tesla. You can also kind of customize them too. I'm not sure where the... Oh yeah, there it is, it's on the very top. You can customize what color you want it, if you want it black. Select the wheels, the interior color. So me, I just stick to the white interior, all black rims, black body. And yeah. And obviously this one makes no noise. It feels kind of unrealistic. But it's definitely the first kind of vehicle that you do get to customize. Otherwise you get to choose within the other older models that already come with the color. But this model being my favorite, the within the Hyundai package, and of course you do have other different vehicles within Ford packages that there is. We also have the Toyota package with the 4Runner and a couple other vehicles, Ford F-150. Those have been tested out. We have the Datsun. I think this is the Datsun 350, I believe. Basically, these two vehicles here are mobile compatible. The F-150 I don't think is mobile compatible last time I checked. I'd have to test it out on my own off of the stream. And I think yeah, on Tuesday I added a couple of details for the Krispy Kreme in Raleigh that we do have here in the city. Couple of parked cars, couple of citizens, couple details that have been added in the city ever since. But yeah, this is basically my little test hub that I use for the stuff that I'm gonna be pretty much having in the server. So I don't know why this is glitched out. Still takes it just takes its time to upload itself. I always usually just save it before I test it, because I know it's gonna take a while to test and drive and whatever. it'll probably get to the point to where it becomes very the experience becomes unplayable due to the server constantly taking forever to upload within Studio. Because it usually does take forever. Like, it usually takes like, I think about like probably like 5 minutes to re-upload to its standard Studio version based upon the play feature, but I don't think there's much of an issue. I think as the server grows bigger, it'll definitely be a little bigger. It'll get bigger, but it won't be. I don't know. It just won't upload itself. It won't. Um. It won't optimize itself as fast as it usually does when it's a brand new project. That's what I think. But it'd be nice if it didn't like slow down or anything. It'd be really nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to work here. I don't know what's going on with my computer. Um, what's going on here? Okay, there we go. Now we're back. We're a little laggy, but we are back. And I think the whole reason that it just like slows down is because of how many cars that I have. The thing is, like, I have to kind of slowly transfer myself into relying on GUIs later on. Cause I would really want to have GUIs, but I don't know how to use scripts. Like me, when it comes down to like working on infrastructure, I could do infrastructure. Like I'm there with that. But with anything else that doesn't have to do with infrastructure and just goes into scripts, I cannot do it. So, but I gotta figure out exactly what the issue is with those things. I think this is like the farthest that I've really ever gone with updating the server in a day. Cause usually it's usually just like one or two things that I work on and then I just hop off. But I think today will have to be one of those days where I get really productive. And that's perfectly fine. I'm pretty much all about it anyway. I'm all about staying productive. It's just these freaking highway exits. When you commit to this kind of stuff, it starts getting really annoying. we want to kind of smooth out this highway exit here. And then I need like a little graph. Like a little graph thingy to tell me exactly, you know, where I should end certain elevations. Because this seems to help really like a lot when it comes to building games, is the Archimedes, like I said earlier. Okay, yeah, I could see here that we're going a little bit too low here. Alright, let's see here. Go ahead and get me there. So then what's the issue? Are we just too low or what?